Hello, all. Welcome to another I Love Ruby video. So today we are going to look into classes and objects. So what are classes and objects? Um, Imagine like okay, everyday world. So imagine a person. Okay, a person. Okay, he might have a height. He might have a weight. So a person is an object. Okay, he might have a height, weight, hair color, eye color, or something like that. Okay. So let's say he exerts force and then he'll be able to move, run, or whatever it is. So he also does action. Okay. So, but a person is an object. Okay. So we try to model. Okay. So universe is filled with lots of objects. They could be a person, they could be a car, this planets, or what to say, galaxy, or whatever, right? And we try to model these objects inside programming. Okay, and those things are called as classes or even objects in Ruby. Okay, so in Ruby actually we call them as classes, so we'll be looking into them. So if you treat okay, by modeling things as objects inside programming world, it is seen that okay, one can code easily. Okay, but of course there is also another movement called functional programming that is coming up. Yeah, like possibly in future data making videos, we look into it. But since Ruby is pure object-oriented programming, we'll look into classes and objects. So let me show you with a simple example. So I'm just putting this IRB simple prompt at the left of the screen. So if I just put like, okay, like one dot class and I just get it as integer. Okay, so yeah, one is an integer. Like anybody knows math decent. Uh, in a decent way, yeah, know that. Okay, so and 1.5 dot class is float. Okay, and similarly, if I just put like my name, like Karthik, okay, and just uh, and query its class, okay, it says it's string. So everything in Ruby, almost everything is object. So Ruby is a very pure object oriented language. There are ups and downs of it, but yeah, we will go through it. Okay, so that's the thing. So in this section, classes and object, you're going to define your own class. So that's what you're just going to do, right? So yeah, we'll see how it's been done, right? So okay, so this programming, okay, like goes in some kind of what to say, iterative way. So like what I'm just telling is, okay, let me put my text mate. Uh, First, let me save this program. Let me save it like square.rb, right? So that's the thing, right? And let me bring it over here and take my book as reference and type it. Okay, so there is this program. So usually this is my habit. Like okay, like whenever I just start a program, like I just type the name of the program at the start. Okay, so what I just do is like I just have a thing called class square. Okay, so and then end. Okay, but yeah, let me just deviate from my book and I'll just put like sq is equal to square dot new. Okay, square dot new, and let me just print its class sq dot class. Okay, so I've done it. So let me just run this program, right? So ruby square.rb and it says square. Look, now you're just querying the square and you're just getting it. Okay, so isn't it a powerful thing? Like you're able to create your own object like integer, float, or whatever it is. Okay, so you've got to remember a few things while you're coding your own classes. So a class always starts with this keyword class and ends with the keyword n. And a class name is a constant. That is like in Ruby, constants are nothing but anything that starts with capital letter. Okay, so over here, for this class name square, the S starts with a capital letter. Okay, so that's the thing, right? And this is how you will initiate the instance of class. Okay, so that is you'll create the instance of a class. Okay, so what you do is you just put like square dot new, right? So that's how it is, right? So let's go to the next step. Okay, so we'll put a thing called attribute accessor, attr. So even though it's attr accessor, I call it as attribute accessor, right? So uh just let me just paste it. Okay, so Okay. So by putting this, what I'm just doing is like I'm just giving an attribute called side length to square. Okay. So what I can just do is like, okay, I can just put like sq dot side uh, side length. Okay. Actually, TextMate is not even auto-correcting or sorry, auto-suggesting. It is a very good thing while programming because like you're forced to type and you're forced to commit mistakes and you're forced to what to say correct yourself. That is very very good thing. So let me put the silent as 5. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, so that's the thing. And now what I'm just doing is like I'm just putting like okay like silent is now I'm just printing it over here. Put a silent of okay. Let me put like SQ. Okay, so SQ, right? Or let me put it like S1. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Like that means square one or whatever it is. In professional programming, don't give names like this. Give a very legible name. Give it like square underscore one or something like that. Okay, so don't give names like this. Okay, so that's the thing, right? So let me just run it. Side length of S1 is 5. So yeah, S1 is square dot new, right? Okay, so and S1 dot side length is 5, and then we are just printing it. And just look how we are getting out the parameter. Okay, so it is like S1 dot side length, and even for setting, you're just doing like S1 dot side length. Okay, so that's how you're just doing. So all those things have been taken care of by this thing attribute accessor. Okay, so that's the thing. So now you have a square, now you have a side length. Okay, so by knowing side length of a square you can find area, perimeter and all those stuff, right? So let us do that, right? Okay, so okay, okay, so let's okay, so I said like okay, a human is a object, okay, or a class or whatever it is. Okay, so human is an object. Okay, so I am an object. So I got some attributes like skin color, hair color, and height, and all those things, weight. And if I do some action, something will happen. Like if I exert some force, I might get up out of my chair or something like that, or I might start walking or something like that. So there are attributes. So okay, so there is attribute, and you can also have something called actions. Okay, so what actions a square can have? Okay, so let's put an action called area and perimeter. Okay, so and let me put it and let me explain it, right? Okay, so okay, right, all this need to be formatted properly. mm, I don't know how to put this negative tab, or if I put tab, okay, like it's going to write, but this negative tab I don't know how to put. Like I'm just pressing backspace and that, and I just want to select a lot of commands and put this negative tab, and I don't know how to do it in TextMate. Okay, so yeah, I use Atom for coding. I'm also considering VS Code, but Atom I just feel better because VS Code is from Microsoft, and I really don't trust Microsoft. So that's the thing. So of course, the truth is, what to say, like uh, Atom is also that company that makes Atom is also owned by Microsoft. It's called GitHub. So okay, fine. Anyway, all those rant another time, right? So that's the thing. Okay, so now we are just looking about actions. Okay, so we have got this thing called class square. Okay, we have got the side length. Okay, and let me just run this program like Ruby square.rb. RB. Now it says its area is 25 and perimeter is 20, and of course it's right. Okay, so actually what happens? So these things so we keep a square named A. Okay, so that's the thing, and we just call A dot area, and this area we define it over here, right? Okay, over here what happens is, now note this, like A is actually a instance of square. Okay, so if you put at inside a class, you can call the instance variable. So the side length is nothing but instance variable. So over here, like we have set it like 5. So this instance variable has been called over here. So it's 5 multiplied by 5. And of course, if you have watched functions videos, you know that, okay, like whatever is at the last of any function gets returned. So 5 into 5, that is 25, gets returned, and it gets printed over here, area colon 25, right? So that's what it gets printed. Similarly, what to say, a perimeter of a square is nothing but 4 times its side length. Okay, so you have a square, you just run around it. So it's not run. How can you run around a square? You can run square a square. Oh my God. Why don't people speak Tamil or something like that? Okay, English is such a funny language, right? I don't know. I don't know. Like really, I don't know. Like I was educated in English medium, but I don't know whether you should say like you run round a square or run square square. Right? Run square a square. Okay, fine. Whatever it is, right? Okay. This is not English class. Okay, fine. So let's. And I don't want to get confused too much. Okay. So now the perimeter, okay, it calls a dot perimeter. It just comes over here and it returns 4 star side length. So side length is 5. So 20 gets returned and gets printed. So yeah, this is start of object oriented programming. Okay, so that's the thing. And okay, so I think yeah, let this be a start. Next video we will look about this thing like initializers, constructors, and all those things. Okay, so that's the thing. So yeah, so this is a very very gentle introduction to object oriented programming, because I know it's difficult for somebody who's not coming from object oriented background. So first I read basic, then I went to C++. I think I'm not sure exactly what path I took, but yeah, I found object oriented programming to be difficult. If I can make it easier for you, yeah, I have one. Okay, so yeah, let this be this in this video. We look about other stuff in the next video. Okay, so anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.